Hello. Today we're going into chapters 13, 14, and 15 of the book of Genesis. And these again are stories that we know very well, and it's nice to be able to put them into some kind of a context. It starts off with Abraham and Lot have become extremely successful. God has blessed both of them. They have lots and lots of sheep and herds, and there are lots and lots of servants, and the servants of Lot and the servants of Abraham aren't getting along. They're fighting over pasture land, they're fighting over wells and that type of thing. So Abraham and Lot decide to divide up the land, and Lot go in one direction, Abraham goes in the other. Abraham gives Lot the choice. And so what Lot does is Lot says, I think I'll go down to Sodom. So he's going down to live in and near the cities, and Abraham stays in the land of Canaan and lives out in the countryside. And so that's pretty much what we see in chapter 13. Chapter 14, there's an ongoing battle between a number of kings. I won't try to describe their names right now. I enjoy reading them. And a number of other kings. And the king of Sodom loses in the battle. And so these other kings, they take all of the possessions of Sodom and Gomorrah, and one of those is Lot, his family and his possessions, and they haul them off. Abraham hears about this. He gets his people together in chapter 14, and he goes after them to get them. And he defeats them. He brings them back, and on his way back, he runs into a character called the Prince of Salem, or the Priest of Salem, excuse me. And that word Salem is Shalom. That word Salem, or the name of this character, is Melchizedek. And we know who Melchizedek is from Hebrews, because we know Jesus is a priest after the order of Melchizedek. And so anyway, Abraham gives him a tenth of what he has. He determines that he will not take anything of the spoils, and that pretty much ends that. Then we get to chapter 15. Now, chapter 15 is an amplification and a repeat of chapter 12. This is where God is clarifying one more time his covenant with Abraham. There's an interesting part towards the beginning where God says to Abraham, he says, Abraham, I am your shield and your very great reward. Now, wouldn't that be cool for God Almighty to say to us, he's our shield, he protects us, and he is our very great reward. Abraham, though, answers that statement almost exactly like many of us do, and he says, yeah, but what you going to give me? In other words, see, we have trouble sometimes thinking in terms of a spiritual gift we have from God that can have physical ramifications, but if it's just couched in spiritual terms, we kind of want to know, well, what about the physical stuff? What are you going to actually give me? And you see how that goes on. That's a time when God cuts covenant with Abraham, and hold on to that word cut, and then it carries through the rest of the chapter. And so that's where Abraham has now, he's starting to come into his own. He's developed quite a bit of wealth. He's developed some numerical strength because he's defeated these kings. He's got a reputation now, and God is continuing to say to him, Abraham, I'm going to make a great nation out of you. That's these three chapters. I hope you enjoy them. We're going to have a lot more following as we go through Abraham's life. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.